Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your two favourite challenging people from Down Under.
We'll go with challenges.
Yeah, well, we'll go with it. It's done.
It's done.
There's no taking it back. But that's the funny thing about video editing. We can edit it out, but I will refuse to. We are, if you didn't pick it up, we are reviewing none other than a film that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I don't know about your stance on it.
I found out a few weeks ago it was coming out.
No, that's a lie. That it is none other than, forgive me if I butcher this, Luca Guadagnino's Challenges. Now, if you're not familiar with Luca's work, he's most recently directed Bones and All, which we both loved, and also Call Me By Your Name. He's, probably your favourite working director of mine, but it's also written by Justin Kuritzkes, who is the husband of Celine Song, who wrote and directed Past Lives. So a little bit of an onlook.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting that both of those films have kind of three-way relationships going to some extent. I'm wondering what's going on there. We won't get into that. But anyway, now that I've brought that up, But no, I'll leave the plot as bare bones as possible. If you've seen the trailer, you probably know it's obviously a film that takes place within the tennis world, starring none other than Zendaya, Mike Faist, and Josh O'Connor. That's basically Tashi, who's Zendaya's character, who's a former tennis player, becomes coach, and the two players are obviously friends. And I'll leave it at that. I would recommend
completely fictional as far as I'm aware.
It's completely fictional. Could be true. I mean, when I say could be true, it could be something that happens in the tennis world that we don't know about, but probably to an extent. But
the main guy kind of looks like Andy Murray a little bit. So
Mike Faist, he's a brilliant who plays art.
Yeah,
great actor. He also played Riff in West Side Story, the recent one from.
I wonder where I've recognised his
Steven
face
Spielberg,
from.
And Josh O'Connor's also a fantastic actor who plays Patrick, who he's in, probably most known for playing Prince Charles in The Crown, which is the Netflix show.
Sure.
But he's also in a film called La Chimera at the moment, which I've yet to see, that I've heard impeccable things about. Renaissance of Josh O'Connor, but no. We'll get into it. We've probably waffled a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's all right.
But we're playing a tennis match here. It's going back and forth.
There's a bit of romance in it.
I don't think I could love this film anymore.
Oh, I'm getting straight into it.
I'm getting straight into it. No, I'll probably leave this. I'll put this straight out there. I'm obviously a big film fan, as you probably have come aware and accustomed to. But I'm also a very big tennis fan. I've played tennis pretty much my whole life. So this film probably was right up my alley. So I understand that there's probably a connection I have to this that most people might not when it comes to loving film or loving tennis. So, there may be a little bit, I wouldn't say bias, but a little bit of a probably connection that some other people may not have. So it might have connected with me a bit more than others, maybe like yourself, I don't know. But no, I loved it. I'll let you touch on it a little bit before I get into like the nitty gritty and deep end of like the directing and stuff, which I do want to touch on. But
it definitely was a beautiful film, that's for sure. It was, I do this a lot, and you know it, and probably so do a lot of other people if they have paid attention throughout it. I'm usually a very skeptical person, and instantly if I don't like how something looks, I'm like, this is going to be like average. Like, I don't care if someone said this is the best movie that's ever been released. If I look at it and go, it's average, I'm going in skeptical. And I went in skeptical, and you know what? That was dumb because I didn't need to be. It was a pretty great film overall. To be honest, I don't have the attachment to tennis. I probably didn't find my love for tennis until I found my love for you, brother. But I watch a bit of it now, and we both get around it a little bit. So, it was very good. Yeah, I don't even know where to jump from there, but it was a lot, I think, better than I was expecting. I don't think I want to straight away say it's like a movie of the year, but it probably won't beat my movie of the year. But it was a great film.
It will be hard to beat The First Omen, yes.
I did have a few like things that I didn't really like, but now that you've said that it's similar writer to
Bones and All, and Past Lives.
Past Lives.
The husband of the writer, yeah.
Yeah, that there's some kind of like familiar theme there. There was some weird, I thought, camera choices and the way certain shots were directed. Like it seemed kind of jarring at times. based to, I guess, kind of how the rest of the film went. And I was like, that kind of a bit odd. But then I was like, and I was thinking about how odd it was. But then you get sucked straight back into this film.
It's funny you say that. I will touch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed a little bit.
And I know it was purposeful because each individual scene that you could tell looked like it was directed differently had a sole purpose. Like it was really trying to highlight something. So it worked. But for me, it was kind of just a bit jarring at times, I thought.
Yeah, I can get where you're coming from. I guess when you kind of look at a film analytically, which I probably do to an extent, but most, I guess, general audience might not. Like everything here, and I mean everything in this film for the 2 hour and 10 minute runtime is so purposeful and meticulous in terms of its creative choices.
I agree.
And I'll get into it a little bit later. I just want to touch on the score for me.
Actually, I didn't even kind of recognize
absolutely impeccable. Oh, it felt exhilarating.
Yeah, actually it did.
It was done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are quite famous, I guess, in the composing world in the sense that they've done probably one of the best scores in most recent times of The Social Network.
I don't even remember it.
No, but they also did. They did the score for Bones and All. They did the score for Killers, the Michael Fassbender one recently. Soul as well, which is the Disney Pixar one.
It had kind of like an 80s theme, I thought.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah, I know. I absolutely loved the score. It is that good. But no, just the way... To touch on this film as I'll get discussing on... I'll probably leave the craft bit to the later bit, but the performances by everyone is impeccable here. Mike Faced as Art... Josh O'Connor is fantastic, but I think this is solely Zendaya's film. She is like genuinely phenomenal in this movie.
Interesting you say that because I didn't think so.
Yeah, but you're wrong, so it doesn't.
No, I mean she was great, and so was the guy that played Patrick,
Josh O'Connor.
Anyway, I'm probably just going to go by names because I'm going to forget them all.
Art, Patrick,
Art, Patrick, and Zendaya. See, I don't even know what her character's name was.
Tashi.
Yep, beautiful. Thank
you.
Or
Tashi,
I definitely thought that she was a key pillar throughout the film and her performance was unreal. But I actually really loved Art's performance, I think, the most. And I don't know what it was. It was the way I felt like he acted better with his body. Zendaya was great at delivering lines and emotional pieces. But I felt like he was like...
It's probably easier for him, though, because he has a lot more of a physical performance.
Yeah, he definitely does. Yeah.
Obviously, when you watch the film, you'll understand why.
Well, it's a tennis. It's tennis. So.
Well, it's tennis, but you've also got a career-ending injury kind of thing. So it's like there's that physical side of things. Because the way, I guess that touches probably into my craft side of things. The way the film is edited is nothing short of impeccable, really. It's almost edited and directed like a tennis match in a way. Which I noticed. So the editing, like I love the way you get to see the different aspects of the tennis. You get the spectator vision, which obviously is what we see on the TV when we're watching Oz Open. You at like Wimbledon, but you get like the close-ups of the faces. You get even the POV at one point.
Yep.
The way they shot and edited that is, and even just the talking like this right now, it was just back and forth of editing and shot selection. It was
a tennis game, wasn't it?
Yeah, like and the way they serve the film is not only obviously life potentially being a art. I don't know, but that aspect it's probably something that like I'll pick up more on a rewatch. But I picked up on that very very quickly, and I noticed it's got a lot to say obviously about competitive sport as well, and the risks of it. You deal with a lot of injuries in this film, but in terms of there's a quote said by Tashi that she was like, I would kill anyone to recover like you did, I think she said.
Yep.
And
even a small
child or an old one. And while she actually said that, like they had her mum and her daughter literally there in frame. And it's interesting because they are such a minor part, and it almost shows that like it's just everything to her is tennis, which is interesting because I have heard that like, you become a professional sports person of any matter, any stature, it's a very, very selfish lifestyle that you're going down. So I loved the way they depicted that, but I did, first of all, the film is extremely horny.
Yep.
It almost treats, It almost treats every like intimate scene like foreplay though, and then tennis and the sport almost like it's the sex.
Yeah.
It sounds weird to put it like that, but it really treated that as if like it was just a byproduct of everything that was coming from the tennis game.
Yep.
In a sense, it's hard to elaborate and put that into words.
No,
now that
I know
think about
exactly what you mean.
but
Once you see this film, that makes sense.
And I really hope this film works for people because I know it's getting like rave reviews and things like that. Obviously, we're seeing it a day before its actual release, but I'd be keen to see like what the general audience thinks of it, because you are right in the sense that there are aspects of it that might be jarring, but it was for the first like 3 sort of shot sequences or maybe editing pieces that hit me. But then after that, once I've like, this is such a creative choice and a bold choice, I just ate it up.
We watch a lot of films though. And
well, yeah,
like
we
that's why you're here. That's why you're here, because we watch a lot of films. But definitely 100%. I think that like that kind of stuff, we thought it was magnificent, but some of those things, and it's only because I've watched enough film with you. I've never always been into it, but I've watched enough with you now that I really enjoy it. That I think I really get to appreciate the way things are edited, and especially even those moments that are jarring, they're actually not jarring anymore as much. It's more like here's like a different take on the something of importance. But I feel like if my mum went to this film, not story altogether, like there's too many changing of moments. I feel like without having that appreciation for the art, it's a bit too much.
The way the narrative is told is very, very distinctive. It does time jump a lot, and it might be hard for some people to stay.
Yeah. There was a couple of moments I needed to double check myself
involved, but like when you realize that the edit, like everything in this film is such a meticulous way of create, you kind of like almost love it in a way. It's not like, that classic Taken video where he's jumping a fence and there's like 14 cuts in there. Like that's just like, it's pointless. Everything in here is
purposeful.
And Luca's done that for years. Like it's obviously, and I'm not sure who obviously edited the film, but I would not be surprised to see this film come this time next year, up there for editing and even directing for like, it's obviously a film that's not necessarily big budget, but you've got Zendaya, it's a tennis film, like sport film. It's probably going to make good money. I'd hope so anyway, because it is a like amazing film in my opinion. But I'd be interested to see how it does work with majority of the general audience. Not your classic film goers who look at the craft of it, but people who obviously go just for the enjoyment. But not saying that we don't, but
it was hard to hate. It was hard.
I genuinely
hard to fault.
No, like I just thought everything, like even I love like the way the film is told. Like I noticed immediately that the first shot of the film is also the exact last shot. And everything that happens,
man.
everything that happens in those 2 hours and 10 minutes is so meticulous to its time and attention to detail that everything, like the way the story unfolds, and it's like almost as if these characters are a game to Tashi even, and it's like just for good tennis almost, like, just like, come on, like, like the film's like serving on all fronts, pun intended. And I was trying to squeeze that way.
You got a couple in there. There was a few serving moments you used. It was pretty proud.
Oh, did I? I didn't notice until then because I purposely was like, oh, that'd be funny. Probably won't be for anyone watching, but I tried. But no, like as you can see, like I'm smart. Like I genuinely adored this film. Like, I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun. And I think, to be honest, like even you said you didn't really notice it too much, but I actually thought like the score was the make or break in this film. And you notice even that was such a impeccable craft, and like when that music kicks in when they're playing tennis and it's like like the hype, the upbeat. But then when you have characters' arguments and it's serving almost that like it's a game, it's got the cut, like them talking, but it's got that same almost as if that's a game. And it's like, I was just like, fuck, this is just exhilarating. This is exhilarating. This is...
Yeah. I think with the score, it was more, I don't know if not noticed was the right
It's just seamless.
thing. It
felt
was
like
seamless.
yeah.
It was so we as you said before, purposeful. It blended perfectly with the film that it was like I didn't need to pay attention to it to be like really soaked into it. I think. I don't know if I'm still saying that right, but it was good.
No. I get you. Like, I know what you mean because, like, if I were to listen to this score on Spotify, I could be like, I don't know what this is, but this is
Be a Stranger Things
jam.
soundtrack. Probably.
Whereas, like, if I listen to the La La Land, epilogue on piano, like, I know exactly what that is, and the tears start flowing. It's not like the. It's not like the. It's not like, oh, I know what this is from. I know this. Like, it's not like memorable in that way. It's just like this is for this movie.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, I don't know if it did.
Does me.
Well, I'd hope so. If it makes sense to you, then that's what matters because we're the ones having a serving batch here.
This is where we cut in, the change of camera. No, you're the editor. I won't do any of that.
No, that's too much work.
Yeah.
No, but I look, it's a hard one. I would want to recommend this film to everyone. I'd go tell my mum to watch this because she also loves film. She also loves her tennis. But at the same time, I'd be like, she might not like certain aspects, and I'm sure you know exactly what certain aspects I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think it's got my dad's
my mum's
vibes all over it.
My mum's very, G-rated in the sense that she doesn't like any, kissing in movies. So might not be up her alley. But nah, this film is just sweaty, horny, like.
Sweaty, horny.
Yeah, it made tennis look sexy. Like it felt like it's a weird way to put it. I understand why a lot of people date like tennis, players now.
Also, yeah, no, thank you to dating tennis players after watching this film. Also,
oh yeah, nah. I mean, I experienced that day-to-day life. This whole story, I thought I was literally in it, but we won't get into that. But no.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
I recommend this film to anyone, really. If you like film, if you're watching this, you're probably interested to some extent. So turn off the video, give it a thumbs up before you do. Go watch it. Once you come back, comment below, let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.